We're here with Arizona Cardinals running back and former Fordham University Ram, Chase Edmonds. Chase, thanks so much for hopping on this call with us today.
I appreciate y'all having me. Thank you.
Awesome. So we're going to start before you even got to Fordham. You picked Rose Hill as a place you were going to continue your athletic and academic career. Why was that your choice?
At the time, it was a big influence was Coach Joe Moorhead, who everybody obviously knows. And went on to do big things at Penn State, Mississippi State. Now he's the OC at Oregon, and really just his influence with the team and really the coaching staff and how I kind of gravitated towards them. And I felt like it was a good connection between the two of us. And then being in New York City obviously was something that was very appealing to me. Just being able to. I feel like done my time in New York City, I kind of feel like I can go anywhere in the country and be okay, kind of navigate through and find my way. And if I got to be a grown man and do it on my own, I can do it.
You get there fall of freshman year. You have an awesome freshman campaign. You're the 2014 FCS Rookie of the Year. What do you think made you so successful in those first couple months and years at Fordham?
I just think it was a combination of things. Timing is everything. And I remember Carlton Coons was the senior there, and before I ended up committing, and so it was kind of an open battle. And then it was just a team full of seniors. Really, they had their whole lineup back almost on both sides of the ball, except for the running back position. So I was able to just take advantage of the opportunity that was given to me. And having great talent around you always makes your job easier. So it was a credit to my teammates and credit to the coach staff, just putting me in certain positions to be successful.
And then you had a lot more success throughout your time at Fordham. You ended up being the Patriot League and the Fordham all-time career rushing leader. What was that like? Did you think that you would have that much success in your time?
I thought so, just because after my freshman year, I got off to a really good start. And my freshman year really opened my eyes to my talents, and it was something that I truly wanted to embrace. I always had the dream of playing on Sundays, even though I was at Rose Hill. Obviously it was kind of not unheard of, but we had scouting, but it's very rare for someone to get drafted to NFL from Rose Hill. And after my freshman year, it kind of just opened my eyes up. So really, I embraced that, man. I embraced that role. I embraced that position, and I really just wanted to compete for excellence at all times.
And what were some of your favorite memories, not just, on the field at Fordham, but off the field? I mean, you were there for a couple years, so.
Man, countless memories. I still talk to the guys that were in my class and in the class before me and the class ahead of me, just about the times that we've had. We're still in those funny group messages, always clowning around and everything like that. It's so much countless memories. But if I had to pick out one that would stand out, it would probably be just really the days counting down to my senior year when when I knew I had to go. I knew I was leaving after fall semester. So that last maybe month and a half, really from kind of just basically the month of December, is really spending those hours with those guys and just talking about everything we had been through, all the funny stories from freshman, sophomore, junior year, the stupid stuff we did. Those memories I just kind of won't ever forget, because it was kind of like at that moment I didn't know where my life would be going after that. I know those guys still had another semester to be with each other. I kind of was just going into the unknown. So I really cherished those last moments with those guys.
And what do you now you're in the NFL, but what do you miss the most about your college years?
Just just kind of still feeling like a kid. You just kind of were at school, you went to class, you chilled out with the boys all day. I really had no worries. I still had worries in college,
Right.
but now that I look back on it, it's like, man, life was good then. You really just were always with the fellas. You were always chilling, even if you were doing a paper that you didn't want to do. I was doing a paper right in the same room as the other guys who didn't want to do their papers either. So we were all kind of going through it together, and it was awesome, man. And just to be able to just really reflect on the times that we've had. I still talk to Kev basically almost every day. He's my best friend to this day, and just to really reflect on everything that we've been through together. It's awesome. It was such a good time at Fordham, to be honest.
And now you get drafted. Then you said you were worried about the unknown. You do get drafted. What was that moment like? When you were worried about things you said in your final fall, but then how did that kind of come to fruition, and what was that feeling?
Yeah. So for me, I kind of realized that I would be getting drafted after I did pretty good at the combine, and that was really my biggest worry, just because I had a disappointing senior year. I battled through injuries a lot, so I didn't have the senior year that I really wanted to have. And I remember going out and just crushing it for the combine and my pro day. And I remember my agent kind of just giving me this smile, like, man, you really did do it. You did your thing. You're gonna get drafted. You kind of can just sit back now and relax. And obviously, it doesn't hit you yet until it really hits you. So it didn't hit me until I heard my name called, and I was actually at Fordham with the boys when I heard my name called. So it was awesome just to bring in that moment with them and just cherish it and just really just realize that I've accomplished my lifelong dreams and goals.
So you talked about how you thought, college was going to be, like hard, but now you're kind of like grown up, so to speak. What was the
Yeah.
transition from, like the Patriot League to the National Football League like? Like, what was that process?
Uh, it was obviously a difficult challenge at first, just because the speed of the game was so much faster. Everybody's faster, everybody's bigger, everybody's stronger. But once things started to slow down for me, and I picked up the playbook pretty well, so that kind of helped me out a lot. It felt like ball again. It really just felt like everyone you're playing is kind of nameless faces, and it's the same game that I've been playing since I was a kid. And once I realized that moment, I really took strides in year two. But once I realized that, kind of after my Green Bay game, my rookie year, I had 2 touchdowns. It was it was kind of not cake, but just like, okay, there's no need to be super nervous of how you are now. There's no need to overthink things. You just do what you've been doing and do what you've been doing since you were blessed, and things will take care of itself.
And you kind of had another big success in the game against the Giants last year in the Meadowlands. What was that like, having a good game so close to your alma mater?
Right. That was probably my best moment just in football my entire life so far, just because I had so many people there. I had a lot of guys from Fordham there. I had a lot of family members. I at least had like 30 people in the stands at that game.
Wow.
So it was an awesome moment just to be able to bring that in with the guys and my family, and just it was so close to the Bronx. And Cliff Kingsbury had shouted me out to the team, gave me the game ball after the game. It was like, we had a little guy go to a school, a couple miles away right from here, and played in front of about 3,000. I did it in front of 60. So it was awesome just to experience that.
I think I saw that clip on like Instagram or Twitter
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, yeah,
They like
yeah.
called Fordham an Ivy League school, and I was
He
like,
called it
oh,
Ivy League. I know.
I was like, oh my gosh, I got a degree from an Ivy League school. Didn't even know
Yeah.
it. It was we were
Oh my
laughing about it.
gosh, it was
Yeah,
awesome.
no. No, but that's really cool. So we talked about how you're good at football, but I also hear you're good at video games. So tell us a little bit about, your
Yeah,
Call of Duty skills that you've been, flexing a little bit on social
yeah.
media.
So Kevin Anderson will tell you guys firsthand just like how competitive I am. So I always loved playing video games, and really just like we would spend countless hours just playing a video game. And I remember it first started like my addiction probably like sophomore year. It was summer session. We were there summer session 1, summer 2. So nobody's on campus obviously. And Kev starts playing this game FIFA, this soccer game, and I didn't know nothing about soccer at the time. And like I hate losing, so Kev would always beat me. So I remember looking at him, telling bro, I'm gonna practice this game every single day, and I'm gonna eventually beat you every single time. And eventually, it got to that time where I would just always win, always win, always win. So then I just kept taking it to the next level. So like when guys were doing something else, like if I didn't have no work to do, I didn't have a workout to do, I was just playing a game. And really during this time, during the COVID-19 time, everybody was in quarantine, everybody was held up in the house. I just took the time to just play the game all day. I mean, like when I say all day, like I had a stream where I played for like 10 hours. Like I would just order Uber Eats and DoorDash and play the game after my workouts. Like and also because me and Christian Kirk, he's like my best friend on my team. We always are doing it together. So like when you have somebody doing it, it's just like you don't feel like that much time is going past until you look
Right.
up and then you're like, wow, it's already 8 o'clock at night. I don't know. I started playing this game at 12. I don't know what happened, but I absolutely love it. I love playing Call of Duty, and I'm open to playing anybody who wants to challenge me at all times.
All right. We'll make sure that everybody knows that. So you're going to be getting lots of requests for Call of Duty matchups.
I got you.
But anyway, so you mentioned a little bit about COVID-19. What's it been
Yeah,
like being a professional athlete during this time when there's like really no sports?
right. Really, I mean, it's crazy. I remember when it first started, it was just like, wow, like there's no sports. Everything was shut down, no facilities. You kind of just doing workouts at home. It was fortunate enough for myself just being in Arizona. Arizona was a little more relaxed, I should say, if that's the word I want to use. But we had a couple rehab facilities open, so I was able to take advantage of that and really just stay in the workouts, and they obviously practice good sanitary with the facility, just making sure everyone was doing temperature checks or cleaning up everything you were touching and everything like that. But I know talking to some guys who were in New Jersey, in New York, like some guys literally had to just take flights and move away because they couldn't get no work in because they were literally trapped inside the house. And that was crazy. And it was a time at one point where we were having serious conversations of if they were going to cancel all domestic flights, and like where guys even be able to just get to, okay, I'm in New York, can I get to California, can I get to Arizona just to get some training in.
Right.
So it was definitely difficult times, and it was really just something new. But I think it was also an opportunity for a lot of guys because it's really an extended vacation for all the professional football players. That was kind of like our off season. We were supposed to be back in May, but obviously with the COVID-19, you get an extra 2 months. So either you were really working and you'll find out that you're working, or you have some guys who kind of just being kind of lackadaisical with it. And you'll see like who was working, who wasn't when the
Right,
time comes.
right. And another thing that people mention a lot, like during the COVID 19 pandemic, is, getting more time with their families. I know you mentioned that you have a daughter, so tell us a little bit about her for anybody who doesn't know.
Yeah. So I had my daughter when my freshman year at Fordham actually, and now Avery's 5 years old. So we have a schedule where she's able to come and see me in Arizona in the off season and during the season, and just for the health reasons, I didn't want to put her on a flight,
Right,
so
right.
I would go to Pennsylvania to see her when I could. And again, like COVID-19 kind of affected that because she was supposed to be out here twice, but I just told her mom like it's okay, it is what it is. I'm not trying to really put Avery on a flight or nothing like that. But I mean, this whole time period that we're going through right now with COVID and with the protests and everything going on right now is just I really believe like we're kind of like living in history right now. This is going to be something that's talked about. You'll talk to your grandchildren about this when we all get older, and it's hopefully we can find ways to just have us really unite as people and realize that we're all one race and that's the human race, and just find ways to make it better for our children growing up, because that's the end goal in it. When you have a child and you start to just realize the truly important things in life. I just want my daughter to be able to grow up healthy. I want her to be able to have the same opportunities as everyone else. I want her to be able to chase her dreams and be able to accomplish her dreams, and just have her hard work pay off for herself.
And how have the last couple of days, with the
Yeah.
protests and everything that's going on, how has that really affected you? Like, how does that make like you feel?
Yeah. We obviously had the virtual meetings going on and everything like that. And today, Coach Rod is his name. He's a white male coach, receivers coach. Awesome guy, man. Awesome human being. Like always laughing, always smiling, always picking up the energy of people. And he just gave us a heartfelt, speech that him and his and letter that him and his brothers had written up. And it brought some people to tears just because it's really crazy what's going on in the country right now. And to me, it's crazy to see how, from my perspective, I'm always open to hearing what other people have to say, what other people have to feel. But like for me, all political views aside, I don't care what your political views are. I just can't see how people can still support and follow the leader of our country right now when it just feels like he's trying his best to divide this nation. Um, and I mean, you just like you look at it and you see people, like I see videos now of Trump supporters pulling up with guns, and it's almost looking like a race war. And we've come so far as a country, and just to see us kind of almost in a way take steps back because we have a leader who's so ignorant in my eyes. And again, I'm always open to viewpoints, but that's besides the point. Coach Rod was just talking about how, as football players, I was talking to Anthony Coyle. Anthony Coyle DM'd me yesterday. He DM'd me a Instagram post that he had posted from 2015, and it was after we had won, and it was a quotation mark. I don't know if you guys ever seen Remember the Titans. But in Remember the Titans, there's the white All-American linebacker and then the black All-American linebacker. And they start off hating each other, absolutely hating each other. Throughout the movie, they go on and they become best friends. And Gary, who's the white linebacker's name, he ends up getting paralyzed in a hospital. And, the black linebacker comes and visits him. and he's telling the doctor, "Can't you tell? Can't you see the resemblance? That's my brother." And obviously, there's no resemblance in a white man and a black man, but he didn't see it as a race. He didn't see it as skin color. You know, he saw it as he's judging that man off his characteristics, who he is. You know, intrinsically who he is as a person, and that's why he called him his brother. And Anthony Coyle showed me that message because it was me and him celebrating after a touchdown, and it just made me reflect on like, damn, like where have we gone as a country? And Coach Rao was just talking about a whole bunch of things, just how football and just sports in general. You know, I never looked at like Kevin's. I have so many white best friends. I have Liam Cadman, who is like the whitest kid you ever meet. You guys know what I mean by that. Like he was like the whitest kid you ever meet. And I love him to death. He's my best friend. Kevin Anderson is my best friend. And I never looked at those guys as, oh, they're Caucasian or whatever. Like we're different in this way and that way and this way. Like those are just my brothers because football and sports just allows you to see people in different ways. You learn about each other. You learn where a person comes from. Like being in the NFL, like it's crazy. Like I have teammates who are 35 years old, grown men who literally treat it as a job. But yet we all come from different cultures, different parts of life, and you learn about each other. You learn how they grew up. You learn what they learned and everything like that. And it opens your eyes to so much more. And I just feel like what's going on in this country right now, man, we just need to find a way to truly unite. And like I watched this video on this Christian leader. He was speaking, and he was speaking about the Black Lives Matter movement and like how, like to me, anybody with a sensible brain knows that all lives matter. Like we obviously get that, but what we feel as like black athletes is that all lives matter, but right now they don't because black lives don't matter. And if I just feel like if you're blind enough to see that there's not, you know, systematic injustice going on, then I just feel like you're a part of the problem too. And I had put out a tweet just kind of challenging other high profile black individuals to really, you know, not take you don't even have to take a stand, but just address the issue at hand. Like you gotta address the elephant in the room. Like this is a big problem going on in the United States of America right now. We're supposed to be the best country in the world. People are supposed to be wanting to come here. Like how do you want to come to a country where we have almost civil war and civil unrest going on right now with all these protests and all these riots? It's just it's crazy, man. It's a crazy time we're living in right now, honestly.
And I feel like too, like, I mean, you said it perfectly, but like people, you're encouraging people, to like pay attention to what's going on. How would you suggest that people can like educate themselves and learn more? Like, how can people who may not know how to help, how can
Right.
they help?
Well, I saw who tweeted it out, man. Somebody tweeted out like these documentaries that kind of just like on Netflix, like that showed really like the the oppression that black people have been going through, like very educated documentaries. And I feel like when we learn about each other and we learn about what we truly experienced, and then you see from someone else's different viewpoint, you step in their shoes, you kind of just understand more. And I think that's the biggest part, is just finding a way to just have people understand more of what black people have gone through. Because I got obviously I have friends that never experienced racial profiling at all. I have friends that have experienced. I have friends who lost loved ones from it. But to me, it's just find a way to just unite us, man. Just educate on what's been going on, and really just electing true leaders that are actually gonna do the right thing. That's really all it comes down to. It's the golden rule. Like treat others the way you want to be treated. Like that's really just the simple golden rule. But for whatever reason, it's a huge problem in the United States of America.
Chase, thank you so much for just, hopping on and talking about so many different things with us. We really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
no problem. I appreciate y'all having me. Always welcome. Always welcome.
Awesome. Thank you.